Hi. These are called the Riraku. They're incense sticks. They were gifted to me on my birthday. One of my friends gave them to me. It smells soapy, but also because it's incense and smoky, it smells a little bit like I'm at a temple almost. I don't know, I kind of like it. And also it's really satisfying to light up, so have been really enjoying these. So if you've been following along with the vlogs, then you know that I've been gone for almost a month now. And when I finally came home, I found that I just did not want to be in my space. As happy as I was to be back home, for some reason, I didn't want to be in here and make things. And that was because I left a lot of random projects just kind of laying around before I left. Recently, there was a study out of Princeton Medical University, I think, that showed that when there is a lot of visual clutter in your space, you have a harder time focusing. It actually messes with your focus because your brain has to work harder to filter out all of that noise. So I figured the first thing I needed to do was to get everything cleaned and sorted. And that is exactly what I did. I didn't realize how much of a mess that I had let the studio fall into, especially my little craft cabinet over there, because I have a tendency to just stuff it, especially when when I'm done with a project and I want to start something else. I want to make room for it. I want a clean slate. So I just stuff all the supplies in here and it got really, really messy. So one of the first things I did when I came home was to reorganize this. Well, let me show you my reorganization job because I am like ridiculously proud of this. This I've cleaned up a bit. I use this case now to hold all my fountain pens, and then underneath are the more let's say unsightly office supplies. My label maker, which has come in clutch for this reorganization actually. My art cart. So what I've done is the things that I use the most, I've put right on top here. So you have palettes in the back, and then as you notice, things aren't stacked on top of each other. Like they have their own specific place. Palettes in the back, so I can just easily grab it whenever I want to paint. You have my paint brushes, pencils, just everything that I need to get started immediately with artwork. The second row is the paint, so there is no way that I could have laid out all of this paint flat the way I would have wanted. What I did is I've arranged them into trays, so that way what I can do is grab the whole tray and then just take that when I want to paint. Down here we have the cloths. I bought this because I thought it was really cute, but honestly, it's kind of like just in the way majority of the time. My painting smock to keep myself clean. Another broom, this one for cleaning like eraser dust and things like that. I think this might be empty. No, see, okay, this is what I've done because I will forget what I've done while I was organizing. So I've labeled everything. So in here are my charcoals, my willow charcoals, because those get super messy. And then down here now are like extra supplies that I don't need to reach for every day, or they're kind of like refills or things like that of stuff I already have. So it's not something that I need right away. That's why I'm okay with like putting stuff on top of it, like so. But this has got to be the biggest change. Ah, ta-da! The craft supplies. I've labeled everything, so it's nice and neat and easy to find everything. I absolutely love my label maker. Sewing machine is still down here because it's quite heavy and I'm afraid to put it on the glass. Specialty paper for my journaling. Extra tape for my Nimbot. And I've arranged all like little things, little arts and crafts things, you know, like my stamps and then washi tapes, stickers for journaling, air dry clay. But it's just a bunch of little things that now have a place to live. This is something that I'm particularly proud of for my new hobby. I've arranged all of the embroidery threads onto these curtain hooks. Do you guys remember this? This was like from a failed DIY from years ago. So I've had them forever and I've never had reason to use it.
And I just like, this was such a smart solution for me because it's not gonna get in the way. Nice and neat. I love it so much. I have like packaging supplies and office stuff in this top drawer. I've moved my pretty stationery onto this one. And that is all I've managed to organize so far. Oh wait, no, that's not true. I've also reorganized this little area. Oh wow, so blown out. Also managed to organize this little area over here. All right, let's do a quick walkthrough of that. So we have remote controls. I've moved all of these bins. This one is for pens, this one is for markers, this one is for craft supplies, fountain pen inks, more markers. I've moved all of that here to this side because before it was occupying table space over here and I couldn't put stuff down. I know now that looks like a mess because I'm like dumping all of my stuff that I don't know where to put yet over there. But eventually my hope is that'll be clear. That'll be a clear table. And then I moved all of the sketchbooks over here. These are the used ones, currently using ones. These are the unused ones. I've moved like my larger sheets of paper because this used to be in the craft cabinet. But because it was like same problem, there was so much stuff on top of it, I just wouldn't grab it to use it because it was such a hassle to have to like pull stuff off of it. This should not be here. That should be down here, which admittedly I might need a better system for because they do keep falling off. Anyway, just a little tour of what I've been up to since I got home. I actually need to rush. My gosh, some things never change. I signed up for art classes again in the hopes that it will kind of restart the urge to create art every day. So let's go do that.
Like the curve, you need to decide or follow. Oh, I am not camera ready. I hope you guys don't mind. I just wanted to give you a little update on what the space is looking like. So, as you can see, I've managed to clear out this table over here, which has been such a huge boost to my mental clarity. Ignore this. This is just a pile of clothes that my family needs to have altered, so that's why the sewing machine is out and I just need to work on that. But aside from that, I also cleared up this couch. Finally, I haven't been able to sit on this couch for months. I was trying to make a pillow for this pillowcase using the scrap fabric that I have accumulated over the years, and I was definitely successful in doing that. It just took forever to do, and it's an incredibly uncomfortable pillow. It's so heavy and it's like it immediately gets lopsided. It's really not a good DIY, which is why I just never talk about it. But I was able to use up all of my scrap fabric, and now I have this ugly, lumpy pillow to show for it. I think the main reason why this table bothered me so much was because I do have quite a colorful art gallery wall going on over here. And because all the markers were laid out here, all the art supplies, it just kind of competed with this space. So I'd rather keep this space really minimal. That way you can really focus on the gallery wall up here. The last clip I filmed before this was during Maudie Thursday. We were sitting at the altar of repose, and I actually got an allergic reaction to the flowers at the altar, which is why I haven't been filming. I haven't been doing very much of anything really. So I was gifted this set of Ohuhu alcohol markers, and I've never actually worked with alcohol markers before, which is why I started with a swatch so I can get a better feel for them. And my sister gave me this actually, 20 Ways to Draw a Tree. And it's just like, I guess it's supposed to be like a reference for different doodle techniques. It's a good place to start for inspiration. Let's do root vegetables. I feel like that would be quite fun to draw. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my experience doing the art classes. The first class I took, I was surprised at how stiff I felt. Like, it's really true that if you don't exercise that muscle for anything, for music, for art, for martial arts, anything like that, then you will really lose some of that skill. And I feel like I have been dormant with art for long enough that on my first class, I actually really struggled with how to get started, what to do. Forest green. This is why you need to swatch. Look at the color on the cap. And then this is the actual color. Forest green 850. And something that I really like about these markers is that the fine tip, there's a light gray band right there, so when you pick it up you know which side is fine and which side is not. My gosh, guys, I'm still a little out of it, I'll be honest. By the second class, I'd say there was a little more improvement, although I still had a long way to go. In the third class, funnily enough, I was still feeling a little bit under the weather, and it actually worked to my advantage. I found like during my third class, I just didn't overthink it. I wasn't bothered with what should come first. I just kind of like went through the steps that they told me to go through, and I actually feel like I had the most amount of improvement. That's my art journey so far. I am excited about this process, and I feel like there's still a lot for me to learn, but I feel like taking these classes was a step in the right direction. Let me know if you guys are interested in keeping up with what I'm learning throughout this journey. I don't know how much of it I'm going to vlog because when I'm there are other students and I feel awkward about vlogging when I'm also trying to concentrate on what it is that I am doing. But if this is something that you're curious about, then definitely let me know and I will be sure to keep you updated on the progress that I am making. I don't have a final output for the alcohol markers. I'm still actually testing and figuring out how to use them because with any new medium, it's really hard to just figure out how to use it straight off of the bat. So I have nothing to show for those right now, but as I get more comfortable with them, then I'll be sure to make something and share that with you on this channel. Thanks so much for watching the video and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!